Well, I did my nails a couple weeks ago, but when they start to grow out a little, I'm wearing tear. Ew. Gross. Yeah, that's just like a fact of life. It's a fact of anything that we use gets dirty. And there you have it. Hands are into everything. They're busy. We use them for gardening, cooking, cleaning, everything. And so they get dirty. So the natural nail in this case is getting stained. Now, when I did these nails 2 weeks ago, this little line here, let's say, was right down to the natural finger because I shortened them. There wasn't much natural nail. As they've grown and wear and tear, stuff gets stained under those nails. Now, these are clean hands. I clean them, of course, all the time, but they are stained and there is some debris that's maybe caught up underneath. Now, when I cook, I use a lot of spices, for example. I noticed this the other day. I use like turmeric and peppers, not staining, but turmeric and cayenne, or how do you say that?
Cayenne.
Cayenne, they stain, and that's what happens here. These are stained things. So that's what happens. We're gardening, we do lots of things, and our nails do get stained. The importance is we have to know how to clean them. So in this case, we've got fake nail enhancements, and which in this case is acrylic, and we've got the natural nail. And as they grow up more and more and more, we have a little ledge. This is the worst one. I'm right-handed, so this hand is going to be dirtier than this hand, for example, because this hand is into everything, especially the spices, right? I recently did a short, and that's what brought this attention to this video. The comments. There's a lot of misunderstanding, so I thought I would do this video to clear some things up. In the video, they thought I was shortening and so on, so we'll address these questions. But the main comment was, of course, because of the color, the mind goes, bathroom humor. Well, just because of that color doesn't mean that's what's happening here. This is simply stained. There are lots of things that color, like dirt and spices, and that's what's going on in life. Here are some of the comments we got addressing that particular issue. So I get it. That's kind of fun. Everybody's having some sort of silly bathroom humor. I get that. So let's get to the bottom line of how we can clean this. This is truly a normal fact of anything. Just like if you are making a big dinner, you're going to make a messy kitchen. Or if you're going to go hiking in the forest, you're going to have some messy boots. All we have to do is know how to clean them. Okay, so one thing I do want to note is, do you see the difference between the shiny ends? See how clean that part is? The dirt and the debris seems to be just caught in this little crescent moon. Why isn't it under the whole nail? Because the debris, the stain, is getting caught on the natural nail. The natural nail has grooves in it as it grows out like a weave, and it's getting caught in there. Sometimes when we put the form on for fake nails, or when you're using tips, it squishes the product down in around and seals the natural nail, you might say, causing a little ledge. Well, we can get that out. There was a lot of great questions we had to that as well. This is a great question by Christine Miller. How come nail technicians don't do this at all? And if I ask, they give me massive attitude. Such a good question. And the reason being, I think anybody gets a little defensive about that, I think it's because they just don't know how to do it, or they don't have the comfortability or the skills they feel to be able to get under there and file it out. It's hard to tell the difference between the natural nail and the fake stuff if you don't have some experience. So great question. So what I'm going to do is, you can only do this with an e-file. You cannot do, there's no hand file that can get in under there. But what you want, look at this little bit. You want a bit like this that's pointy and that's got some grit to it that you can get under there and file away. Now, when I do this, I'm going to let you know that I'm not filing away my skin, my cuticle, the hyponychium. I'm not filing away the natural nail. I'm filing the debris that is attached to the natural nail. And if you dig a little deeper as you're learning, you might file away natural nail, but that's okay. It's not a crime. It's okay if you file away the natural nail. You're not going to damage your natural nails if you file the natural nail away. But you might want to keep the natural nail there because it's creating a natural shape. And you might want, it adds a little extra strength, not a lot. That's why we have to have fake nails, because our nails are not strong enough. This one's a good one because there's a tiny little edge. When I say little edge, I'm talking, what's less, 1/32 of an inch, maybe even 1/64. Is it safe to say that, Cameraman?
Yeah, that's smaller.
I'm not good at that. Yes, it's smaller, but it would be half 1/32, right?
Yeah.
It's a super, that's of an inch. I'm old school, sorry. It's a super small amount, okay? But it's just enough to catch a little debris in between there, right? So all I'm doing is I'm filing away that ledge. First, I'm getting rid of the ledge. When I did do this on the short, many people thought I was filing away the natural nail when I was actually filing away the acrylic, or in this case acrylic, the fake nail, right? So you can see the dust gathering in below there. That's the dust from the enhancement. And then some people thought I was hitting the skin. Well, right now I'm just focusing on the fake nail. Just getting rid of that ledge. Now let's take a look and see where we're at. Now, many of you were blowing on the screen, which I think is awesome. It's invested. You're trying to blow away all that dust. Now you can still see there still is some fake nail there. We'll still file a little bit more and get more out of there. Now, because they are such a close distance away, 1/64 of an inch, I'm going to hit onto the natural nail. Let me just dust some away. Now I'm going to go down and just skim across the natural nail and gently file any debris that might be stuck onto that natural nail. Now, at this point, some people were very concerned that I'd be filing the skin or the cuticle or the finger. Some people even had some bad experiences. Let's take a look at these comments. Kira, you said, "You're just thinning out the natural nail. Yikes." So actually I'm not, but if you do, it's not really that big of a deal if you're adding extensions, unless you really want to keep your natural nail, then you don't want to file it away, but it takes skill to know how far to go down. And then Skylark says, "Wouldn't this compromise the structure of longer nail extensions? Only if you're filing away too much. You want to make sure that gets into a whole other thing, but you want to make sure there's enough product above that natural nail. Product is not supposed to be below. That's not where the strength is. It's all above anyway. So if you are filing into it and you are compromising, your nails are not thick enough in that particular area. That is the stress point." This is a great question by Call Me Kels 802. "Hey Suzie, how can this be safely done with a client who has extended hyponychiums?" That's where the skin underneath the nail is tall. "I have a tricky client who has oddly long hyponychiums." I think we all have one of those. "She's the only client I have like this, and she came to me with this condition." Yeah, you know what? It's normal. We all have it. My index fingers are much longer than the other ones that I have. We're only filing up to that hyponychium. So let's go to my index finger. It is longer. So there's a higher hyponychium, and I can see it. It's a kind of a clear crescent shape, well, depending on the shape of your finger, like the cuticle around there. It's on the inside underneath, and it can extend, and you can see it. Some people's are recessed quite back, and some are extended. Like my index finger is a little bit extended. So that customer that you have that's really long, there's no acrylic on there. There's no debris basically on there because it's got oils in it, so it'll push it away. So it's just, you want to file up to. I'm going to just turn it down so people don't get upset. This drill is on. I am literally touching my skin. See that? See how tenderly you can touch that? Now, if I applied any pressure, I could separate my hyponychium from my finger and open it right up to the bloodstream, and that would be bad. That happened to me once. Did I ever tell you that, Cameraman? I was training somebody.
Really?
So painful. So I know what you mean. You want to really protect that. You don't want to dig in there. And if you're not confident enough to do this, don't do it. That's what somebody else made a comment. I should bring that comment up. But it was a good comment. I was training one of my girls in the very beginning, the first 3 years of my career, 2 years, I guess. And she was doing underneath the thumb. And I was just teaching her how to use this and do that. And she filed and literally clean sliced the hyponychium from the end of my finger in one swoop. Ooh. Like peeling an orange or an apple, I should say, peeling an apple. Just, you know how you cut off one little piece of peel? Sliced it clean right under there. Yes, it hurt so bad in the moment and thereafter. But what I did was I opened that right up to bacteria. That's what you wanted. So we don't want to do. I've been there. I've experienced it. I know what it feels like.
Was she using this kind of bit?
No, we didn't have these kinds of bits back then. This was 30 years ago, 33, 34 years ago. We didn't have these. So she was taking it quite a bit of a chunkier bit. And she just, ooh, nasty. Ooh.
Wow, so moral of that story is right bit and right skills.
Yeah, and that's how you learn, of course, you're doing it, but she would have been better to be, this is how I learn all these things. You'd be better off doing that, learning it on yourself, so you can feel it before you take it to people. So this is a sensitive area. Don't be doing this. And that I'm going to read that comment right now. This is a comment by Alexandria Batista, 8600. You really shouldn't be telling people to do this because they might get infections. And if you trim too close to the nail bed, because they might destroy the natural layer of the skin connects to your finger, which they're talking about the hyponychium, and your nail, and leave it exposed to the outside stuff. And that's 100% true. So you really want to practice this technique before you kind of take it to people. I advise that with everything you're doing, especially when it comes to the E-file. So let's attack this index. So I am focusing on removing product, especially on the sides, I notice is the biggest ledge. See how nice and clean that is? So see, I've got to the natural nail. There's not a whole lot of natural nail right now because it's only a 2-week fill. It's barely grown out for about 2 weeks. But look how nice and clean that is now. Okay, see that? Then you get this. Now somebody even said this, I love this comment. Ambervert says, oh my gosh, you're reading my mind and it actually feels good. And someone else chimed in and said, which is true, EG-Draw says, it was painful as hell, and also I so damaged the natural nail. I won't ever do that again. Well, if you do it wrong, that's really going to totally turn you off. And Tata83102 says, the gunk that she's shaving away is on her natural nail, and that's exactly right. It's just the stuff that's getting, you can see it's not on the fake stuff, it's just on the natural nail. So let's just finish this hand. This one's a real little edge. Now, if anybody's wondering why I didn't file this out when I first did the set, that's because it wasn't exposed yet. The nails were super short and the form was really down tight. So it was only that this gets revealed after it's grown out a couple of weeks. And then you have, wear and tear ensues. Okay, so there's a difference between sanitize and disinfect. Right now, we have just cleaned everything up and got rid of the debris, but it's not necessarily totally disinfected. So one thing I did notice that with clients that were swimmers or some clients would literally take a bowl of water and bleach and scrub it with a toothbrush. I don't really recommend that for touching the skin. But I understand when you go into a pool, there is chlorine and that would clean it. That seems to kind of bleach underneath the nail, but that can also be very drying for the natural nail. So you want to make sure you put any oils on anytime after you're doing that kind of intense cleaning. But one thing you can do too is to get a toothbrush if you really want to get in there, or any type of nail brush. And you can use a little bit of toothpaste. It's not sponsored by any particular type of toothpaste whatsoever, but you can. It's just basically bleaching it is what you're doing to try to whiten it. I'll be honest with you, my clients loved when I cleaned underneath the nail. They just loved it. It just, kind of give it a nice quick, like a vacuuming or a sweeping of the room, right? It just cleans it all up. So this is optional. You don't have to do this. I'll get my little thumb in there. You don't have to do this, but you could if you're particular. It's looking pretty good. And then you give them a nice, good little dry. And then you want to add some oils to the natural nail. Because once you dry a natural nail out, you want to add some oils again to replenish that. In this case, I'm going to add some. This is what Santa's workshop smells like. This is my newest scent for Christmas. Okay, and you can literally just drop it under each and every nail. And you can add a little to the cuticles if you want. Moisture is always good. Just massage that in. Over the years, in the very beginning actually, to try to get that debris to not adhere and stain the natural nail so much, try to avoid it a little, I would paint a nail polish underneath there. And you could do that with gel polish, I suppose. But if you're going to do it, make sure it's extremely thin coat of whatever you put under. But what I found with that is that it just attracted more dirt. And so now I was trying to file the natural nail, the ledge that you might get, and debris with the gel polish or nail polish in between. So it just added a whole bunch of bulk and ickiness that I really felt I didn't need. So I didn't really find out it helped at all. But I think just with the nice, perfect little bit to get underneath there and do that every time they come in. Some clients will come in with a little mini manicure in between. You can sort of take care of it then. Let me take a look. This is my dominant hand, so this is a little grosser than what we started with. But see, gross, and look what it can go to, really nice and clean. Now, that took a lot longer to explain it than actually do it. It's really actually very quick at the nail table. You can clean it up really, really quick. So it's great if your nail technician has those skills to clean it up for you, take advantage of it. If not, maybe try to use the little scrub brush yourself, maybe some toothpaste to really get in there. Some people recommended a toothpick. Doesn't really work either. I think it's just too soft. You really got to get in there and grind it or really, really scrub it. Also using a little bit of oil to naturally moisturize your natural nail bed might help deflect that debris and stain a little bit more. Thanks for joining me. Catch you in the next video.